Okay, well.
Am I live?
Yes, you're live.
Hey! How's it going, guys? Are y'all getting ready? I know I'm excited. Dr. Chrissy's on her way.
I almost forgot our frozen goods, which would be no good at all. How's our screen look, Dr. Hilly?
That looks good. I know, I'm trying to get it pulled up here. Let me know something.
We're just going to give it a couple of seconds because it takes a minute for everybody to get their notifications, and we want to make sure that we're looking good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're in the frame. Yay! Okay, we're going to cross our fingers. This is the first HealthWork event that we don't have technical issues.
It's going to be great. It's great. It's great.
Okay, so today we're talking about smoothie making. So you're getting ready to do a really awesome cleanse that's going to completely change the way that your body feels. And a really big part of that is doing a smoothie every day.
I'm excited.
How much smoothie experience do you have, Dee Dee?
A little bit. Not a whole lot. Yeah.
Bit.
They usually don't come out very great.
Okay, so that's what a lot of people say and what scares them off of smoothies. So if you are brand new to smoothies, there are tons of recipes out there. In fact, right below this this video, there should be a smoothie recipe that I love and use all the time. However, I do not have all the ingredients for that particular one. So I'm going to show you guys kind of how I just throw together a smoothie using ingredients that I do have. Because you don't have to have really specific things to make a great smoothie. You just have to have the right ratios. One thing to keep in mind when you're on the cleanse is that you want to choose fruits that are low glycemic, and you're keeping it to half a banana a day. So those are your parameters there. As far as fruit goes.
Yeah, I'm afraid that I'm going to add too much fruit and not enough vegetables. That's my thing.
And in the beginning, that may make it more palatable for you.
Mm-hmm.
So use a measuring cup and start slow with the vegetable part and just add more and more, because I would rather that you had a smoothie that you're actually going to drink and enjoy than all the perfect ratios.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So one of my favorite, and I almost always use this particular one, especially if I'm cleansing for the fruit, is blueberries, because they're so low glycemic. Berries are great for that. You don't want a fruit that has so much sugar in it. And that's why bananas are limited.
And you freeze yours? Is that easier?
Yeah. So I like a smoothie that's a little thicker. So I freeze my bananas. Now my husband is of the non-frozen banana camp.
He's a fresh banana.
He's a fresh banana guy. He says it makes it too thick, so we just differ in what we like there. So whenever bananas are getting a little older from his fresh category, I just peel them and throw them in this bag, and so I can have my frozen bananas. And all you have to do is peel them. Then they're really easy to break in half.
Ooh.
Oh, and it was open.
A couple ready.
We'll just pop those back in there. Yeah, so they're really easy to break in half, and you can throw in your half a banana. And it makes the smoothies nice and thick, which is my preference.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Then the other thing that you're going to need to make a smoothie is a liquid. So my favorite is coconut milk. And this is organic Trader Joe's brand. And you want one that doesn't have a lot of other things in it. In fact, all you really want is coconut milk. A lot of brands will put guar gum in, and that's not the end of the world, but you're going to really want one that's pure coconut and organic. And Trader Joe's has a great one, so that's the one I like.
Do you use all of it or just a little bit?
We'll use about half of it.
Okay, so we can use it for like 2.
And one of the really great things about coconut milk is that it's so full of fat. When you are on the cleanse and you start having any sort of cravings, we talked a little bit about this last time, you're going to want to add more fat if you're feeling really hungry. This isn't one of those cleanses where you should just feel really hungry all the time. So make sure that you're getting enough fat, and coconut milk is a great source of good fat for you.
So if I do kind of get hungry, I can just grab an avocado.
Grab an avocado.
Okay, that would be a good
That's
one.
a great source of fat.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about some of these other things have good fats in them as well. Your other option for liquid in a smoothie is always water. And I'll probably use a little bit of both in this smoothie. Water's great, but it doesn't have the fat content, so it's not as filling if you use that completely as your liquid. Any questions so far?
Not yet.
No questions so far. So guys, type in your questions if you need them, as they come up, and we'll answer them. Okay, and then with the cleanse, you're going to be using the SB Complete.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the cleanse components, and you'll use 2 scoops per smoothie.
Does it come with a scoop?
It comes with a scoop.
Yay! There's a scoop.
It's confirmed there is a scoop.
Just in case.
And they're big rounded scoops, so don't try and measure it exactly. It's a big rounded scoop that you're using. And this has so many vegetables in it. A lot of great stuff in it, and this also has your protein powder. So you don't want to go a full 10 days with no protein, and this is a really great source of protein for you. And so if you're one of those people that find you need a little bit more protein during the cleanse, doing multiple smoothies a day is great.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, how many smoothies a day should you do?
So
Can you go over? Can you do too many smoothies?
I don't think you can do too many
Okay,
smoothies.
okay.
I mean, they are really filling if you do them right. So I don't think there's an upper limit. If anyone finds an upper limit, let me know.
6 smoothies. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the smoothies, you can make them away from home in your little shaker bottle. But they're much more palatable, in my opinion, if you mix it with all of this other stuff. So I really do mine for breakfast.
Okay.
Or I'm lucky enough I can run home for lunch, so sometimes I might do that too. But for most people, it's a breakfast food.
Okay. Yeah, I could definitely do that. I'm excited.
Okay. And as a reminder with the liquids, like in your shaker bottle, you would want to mix that with the coconut milk or with water. Remember that juice is way too much sugar, so you're going to avoid that when you're on the cleanse. Okay. And here are some things that you can add that add great fats, they add protein, and also some fiber. So this one is raw shelled hemp seed. And we'll add a little bit of that to this one today.
And where did you get this one at?
That one is from Costco, but you can find it a lot of different places. Costco is my go-to for that and for the flaxseed. They have a great deal on it, you Costco members. And this has a little bit of a nutty flavor. Not so much that you're really going to notice it too much in the smoothie. This is flaxseed. And eventually everything in my kitchen ends up in a mason jar, so it originally was in something like this. But this is ground flaxseed.
And you get this one at Whole Foods or?
You can get it at Whole Foods, you can get it at Trader Joe's. That one I got at Costco as well.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes there's a question about whole seed versus ground seed. And you can really do either one. The whole seed, you will need to grind yourself, so you can put it into a coffee grinder.
Okay.
I recommend having a separate coffee grinder for it if you are going to go that route.
Smells good. Smelling your stuff. Is that okay? I'm a smeller. I like the smell.
And actually, that's what I was going to say on the flaxseed. So there was some awareness a little while ago about sometimes flaxseed can be rancid. And so there was a movement to always do the whole flaxseed. But what you're going to do is you're going to smell. And if it smells just nice, fresh, nutty, then you're going to know that it is just fine.
Ooh.
And it'll smell kind of a little bit like petroleum, like a crayon box.
Oh.
If it's not,
I didn't
if
get
it's not
that.
bad, if it's not good, if it's bad.
Oh, I was going to say, I didn't get that smell.
No.
No, it smells really good.
Yeah. Smells good, then you're just fine to use it. So.
I have to use my sniffer on everything.
Okay, so the first 10 days of the cleanse are going to be vegan, with the exception of a couple of things. One is bone broth. You can use that, add it to make your soups, however you might like it. And another exception to that is collagen. Collagen is a fabulous item. It helps with hair and skin and ligaments and nails, yes. So if you have really slow growing or easily breakable nails, this is what you want to add to your diet. And I like it during the cleanse too because it does add protein as well. So if you're one of those protein people,
So
this
just
will
one
really help
scoop?
you out. You can do up to 2 scoops. That's a serving. But it just kind of depends on what else you're putting in your smoothie. You don't want to make it so thick that you're
Okay.
eating it with a fork.
Oh, yeah, no. Had a visual of that.
And then chia seeds.
I have that at the house already. I'm so excited.
I love chia seeds. They get nice and gelatinous. They have tons of fiber, lots of omega-3s. They're a good little seed to add. And I'll tell you guys how to make a pudding with this in just a minute too.
Yum.
Okay. And then 2 more optional items. Sometimes instead of taking another pill, you get really tired of taking pills. You might like to use your Lactoprime in the smoothie. So this is your probiotic in the smoothie. So
That's a great idea.
probiotic smoothie, so you're not on pill overload.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, that's awesome. And you could do that when you're not on the cleanse.
Yes, you can. Yeah. In fact, I will often do that if I'm making a smoothie. And then this is another great item. You certainly do not need to have this, but this is a greens. It's freeze-dried greens, and this can just add more greens to your smoothie if you feel like you want them. You're going to be getting plenty. You've got a lot in the SP Complete as well, but if you're looking for another item that you just really want to add a little extra oomph to your smoothie, this is a great one.
It's really pretty too. Do you see the green color?
Yeah, it is really pretty. I'm not going to put it in this one today, but it's gorgeous.
How green that is.
So pretty.
It's like a forest.
It's got a lot of really, really, really good stuff in it. And we carry this at the office. It's Pure Synergy brand. They've got a lot of great stuff, and I really like this. So, okay. Any questions on ingredients before we get started? No. Okay. No questions.
Questions. Everybody's really listening.
All right. So let's get started. Okay, so the way that I like to order this is to put my liquid in first, and then add in the powders. So for a personal serving, I would use about 1/3 of the can of coconut milk. So shake it up, pour it in,
Okay,
about 1/3 of the way down. The first time you open up the coconut milk, if you're not familiar with it, it's going to be nice and liquid, but then you're going to stick it in the fridge and the fat part is going to solidify, and then you're going to have coconut water underneath. So don't be alarmed the first time that you look at it and there's like what seems to be 2 different layers. You're just going to take a spoon and crack open that layer and then pour it in there and scoop some of the hardened part in there too. Okay. Now I'm going to make sure that my blender is all the way down. Put my lid on. And speaking of blenders, I love this blender. We bought the Vitamix a few years ago. It's a great blender. You do not need a fancy blender to make a smoothie. You just don't.
She says that because I was like, I've never seen one of these. What is this?
This thing's got a motor that could drive your car.
It looks like, it looks like it has a backup generator as well.
Which you don't need. But it is nice. You know, it's great to make soups and stuff too. So that's nothing against the Vitamix. I absolutely love it. But you don't need a fancy one. All right, so I'm going to turn it on. Okay, can you guys hear me still? Let us know if I need to speak up more. Now I'm going to put in some of the powders. So with the cleanse, you're going to do 2 heaping spoonfuls of the SP Complete. So like this. And I put it right in while it's going to get a nice mixture. So 2 heaping spoonfuls. Right on in. Okay. Now we're gonna put a tablespoon of the collagen because I want, speak up, okay. All right, we're gonna, let me know how it is. We're gonna put a tablespoon of the collagen in now because I want a little extra protein for this one. All right. And now let's do a little bit of the flaxseed. Flaxseed has proteins and fats in it that I want. So I'm going to do a tablespoon of that. And let's do some hemp seed in this one too.
Okay.
Alright, a tablespoon of this guy. And these are a little crunchier, so that's why I put it in with the liquid, because I'm just going to let that go for a second now, so that it can get really mixed in there. And cover it up, turn it up a little bit, get that really going. Because you don't want a crunchy smoothie, that's not very tasty.
I think when I make my smoothies, I guess because I just throw it all in, it kind of gets lumpy and clumpy, and it doesn't. So that's great. Now I know.
Yeah, and I can turn it up even just a little bit more and really make sure that it's mixed in there. Okay, so now we're gonna add in the greens and the fruit, and then we're gonna see what kind of thickness it is, and I'm gonna add water as I want to make it palatable for what I like. So I really like my smoothies to be nice and cold, so that's why I leave the frozen things to the end, because the longer that it sits in there and the friction of the blades goes with the food, it's going to get warmer and warmer.
Okay.
And to me, a warm smoothie is ugh.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, we didn't talk about this. So you want to put your greens in too. This is another Costco purchase. We get the what they call it, deep green blends, and it's got all kinds of different greens in it. If you are brand new to smoothies and you aren't a big greens eater, I would suggest starting with baby spinach.
Okay.
So it's the most mild of the greens. You're not going to taste it in your smoothie. When you start adding things like kale and chard, it's going to be a little bit more bitter greens tasting. Okay. So since Evie's a smoothie newbie, I'm just going to put a little bit in. So there's just a little bit of greens. For myself, if I was making this just for me, I would probably add a couple of handfuls in. There's really no upper limit to that. It's just how it tastes to you and how much other greens have you gotten that day. Get that going a little bit. Got my little damper there. Make sure all the leaves get in there, because there's nothing worse than trying to, sucking up a leaf. We're going to talk about all the bad scenarios, and then Dee Dee's going to be afraid to drink it.
No, I won't. I'll do it. I'll just close my eyes.
We're looking for something that you want to eat. Alright, so we're going to put in our half a banana. And since both of us are going to eat this, we really could do a whole banana. It's just half a banana per person, but we'll keep it simple. And then we're going to add blueberries. I'm going to put in a half a cup of blueberries.
I love blueberries.
Okay. Get them in there. Okay. And then, where'd my water go?
Right here.
Right here. Okay. So here's where I'm going to just add a little bit of water, depending on how thick this ends up being. The banana and the frozen fruit can make it really thick. So I'm going to turn it on and probably not try and talk over it because it's going to be pretty loud. But what I'll do is I'm just going to damp it down and then add water to get a nice consistency.
I was afraid it's gonna be green. Just kidding.
They can be green, but the blueberries really drown everything else out. So let's see here. Normally I would just throw this part into my sink. See what we can do here. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Okay.
Ooh, it looks so pretty.
Now, Dee Dee, if this tastes awful, are you really going to say it?
No. But you'll be able to tell by my face.
This is a smoothie that I would routinely make. I'll just throw in what I'm feeling that day, whatever kind of fruit we have in the freezer, all of my extra items. I usually would put some of these greens in there too, and a little bit more of the mixed greens as well. I like a combo of the fresh and the freeze dried. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No, this is really good. This is really good.
So it tastes very banana-y.
I can taste the blueberries.
And to me, I taste a little bit of the nutty flavor of the flaxseed and the hemp seed.
But it tastes all really good together.
And I like the nutty flavor too.
I'm just gonna sit here and eat my smoothie.
It adds a little bit of more of a heartiness to a smoothie that you might not get just with the fruit. So, all right, guys, any questions? That's my smoothie demo.
No, I'm good.
All right, we're just answering the questions before you even think of them. All right, well, let me tell you about how to make chia seed pudding then too, because I've got my chia seeds and I've got 2/3 of a can of coconut milk, and I mean, pudding on a cleanse, that sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah, that sounds like cheating.
So chia seeds are really, really gelatinous once they are in with the liquid. So you can just really easy pour in your coconut milk. You're going to do about a cup of coconut milk with a 1/4 cup of your flax seeds. And I don't have a 1/4 cup, so I'm just going to kind of eyeball it here. A little bit more.
Flaxseed or chia seeds?
Oh, chia seeds, sorry. Thank you. Chia seeds. You can put some probiotics in there. So I'm going to get one of my lactoprimes and open it up.
That's awesome.
And then let's put a little protein in there so you get protein pudding.
Do children like this? This would be great for the kids.
My niece loves this. She
How old is
loves
she?
it. She is 7.
That's great.
Yeah. She loves her kombucha too, which is also cleanse friendly. That was one of her first words. Kombucha.
Aww.
So cute. And then you just shake it up. Other optional items are you can put a little stevia in here. You can put some cinnamon, some fruit, some of the blueberries, frozen blueberries. You shake it up and then you stick that in the fridge. And a couple of hours later, you'll open it up and it'll be nice and thick. You can eat it with a spoon.
That's awesome. I'm going to do that with the kiddos.
Yeah, really good. All right.
I finished my smoothie. I may have to start working on yours.
There's a little more in there.
Really good, guys. Really good.
Yeah. And the thing about smoothies are, if you don't like the first one that you made, look at a recipe, try a different one, change around your ingredients a little bit. You will find one that you like. There's a smoothie out there for everyone. Okay, so there was a couple of other things that we wanted to talk about today. The first one is, remember that we did a video last Friday, which you guys can find on YouTube. So YouTube.com/HealthWorksTX. That's going to talk about exactly what you do on each stage of the cleanse, what supplements you take, how you eat. So just a reminder that that resource is there for you guys. And then also a couple of things. You may, in the first few days of the cleanse, feel a little icky. And you may be a little bit more tired. You may feel just slightly nauseous or a little bit headachy, and those are really, really good signs. You're going to be super happy when you feel that, because
Sounds like it's working if you're feeling that way.
that means it's working.
Yeah,
So
it's
that
doing
means,
what it's supposed to.
absolutely, that means that you really needed that cleanse, and the toxins are coming out of your body, and that's why it feels that way. So as far as toxins go, they need to be out of our body, not in our body. So when you feel that transition, you're going to feel really happy about it.
Yeah, like it's working.
It's working, yeah. And so a great way to mitigate some of the effects of that would be to do an Epsom salt and baking soda soak in your tub. So you're going to do a few cups of Epsom salt, a cup of baking soda, and just soak in that warm water for about 20 minutes. And that will help with some of the aches and the pains and help draw that out of your body. It's one of my favorite things to do in the winter.
Now, can everybody do that? Like the patients that are nursing or pregnant, are they allowed to do that as well?
So if you're nursing or pregnant, this cleanse is not for you. You can do the eating part of it. In pregnancy, soaking too long and too hot of water is contraindicated. But aside from that, it's safe when you're nursing, and it's very, very gentle. It gives your body magnesium and helps with the detox process. Yeah. Dr. Hilliard's laughing over there.
The comments.
The comments.
I want to hear the comments.
Tell us the comments.
So I started today. I had 3 super salads from Chick-fil-A, Craig.
Go,
my
Craig.
And Hannah says you can turn leftover smoothie into popsicles.
Ooh,
good
that's a
tip.
great idea. Leftover smoothies into popsicles, yes.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. And there's actually great popsicle recipes out there. Just be careful on your sugar content. You don't want to get too much. You definitely don't want to use juice. You don't want to add, you can use a little bit of honey or syrup, but very, very minimal, guys.
Cool.
Any questions? What questions do you guys have? Give us some questions. Something hard. Throw one at us.
And she'll answer it.
Also on Pinterest, we have a bunch of recipes under Pinterest /HealthWorksTX, and so that can be a resource for you. You can also, if you're into Googling your own recipes, you can, if you Google the search terms vegan and grain-free together, you're going to come up with a lot of recipes that you can use during these first 10 days.
Also, if you follow Dr. Christie on Pinterest, you'll see hers. She's got a little board. She's got like, great recipes on there.
True.
I stalk her a little bit.
That's what it's there for. All right. Remember before you start that you want to use the toxicity questionnaire so you can measure what your symptoms were before, and then do it at the end so you can
compare.
See what progress you've had.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we have a cooking show already?
A cooking show? It would,
as long as I could just eat it, I'm good.
Yes.
I'm not really a recipe person, so all of my cooking shows would be like, you just add a little of this and a little of that.
And some butter.
I think you guys want recipes, right? All right, well, it's been great. We need to drink our smoothies. So we'll go ahead and sign off.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us, you guys.